How long have you been flying?
So I started flying actually while I was in high school. It was just, no one in my family was a pilot. It was just a passion that I had and kind of one of those crazy things you do when you're a teenager, and kept doing it. Did it for quite a few years, and I originally thought that was going to be my career path. The simplest description is created an Uber, Lyft-like operation to deal with roadside. And the way that what I mean with that is, basically bring 70,000 providers. So go out there and get all the providers in this industry connected to a platform, put the consumer at the center. So when somebody needs help, rather than the old school model of roadside, which is you own a territory. So Joe's Towing owns a 5-mile radius, and no matter who calls in for help, they all get stacked up with Joe, which is why we all wait 60, 90 minutes on the side of the road. HONK put the consumer at the middle and went out in a radius and looked for who's the closest person that we can trust, that has the right equipment and treats customers the right way, is safe, and connects those two individuals together. And by doing that, the company over the last 8 years or so has completely changed expectations and created a retention tool really for insurance carriers, fleet companies, other businesses, because we're giving great experiences, we're doing it faster, and we put incentives for our providers in the right place to cause our NPS to be as high as it is.
My introduction to HONK was when I was with Farmers Insurance, part of the team of looking into HONK, seeing how we can actually integrate their value proposition into the digital products, mobile application, web. Of course, web doesn't really make sense when you are stuck on the road, but it was more about mobile. And then, of course, the value proposition, which is for many people, claim the right service to your policyholder. And always we look at the NPS score because that's the easiest way to measure a success of the company and not the agents.
Down to retention, honestly, in the long run is...
Yes, retention, most definitely.
It's interesting because it's not talked about a lot, but roadside is the most common claim by far, right? Those touch points with customers are so important. And if you think about, the memory that most people think about when they have a roadside claim, it's awful. So if you can turn that around and you're representing an insurance company, like you mentioned, Farmers, and you show up and it's just this night and day great experience, we can see directly in the data how that positively impacts for that cohort of people, the retention of a major insurance company. And that's obviously incredibly exciting. And you're not anymore thinking about changing tires. You're thinking about how you can retain claimants in this incredibly competitive space we live in right now. HONK actually started as a consumer-facing company first. So if you're a consumer, you can go out there still and download the app, and you get essentially the same experience I'm referring to for an insurance company. But outside of that, the area, when we're talking about silver linings of COVID, the other industry that we interface with that has really exploded coming out of this is virtual car buying. So all the way to no brick and mortar at all. So companies like Carvana and Vroom and everyone in that space. It's a book called Relentless by Tim Grover. And to be honest with you, it's not for everyone. It's almost borderline offensive sometimes because he's so raw and so rich. He was the mental trainer and physical trainer for Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, and a lot of the greatest athletes. And the whole point of what he's really going through there is understanding in yourself, as well as others, what it takes to be unstoppable, like these people.
Rochelle, thank you very, very much for your time in joining me on this InsurTech Talk conversation. Thank you.